In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I make over £1,000 each and every month from match betting when using the 2up offer. So if you don't already know, the 2up offer is the best way to make money from football in match betting, and it's arguably probably the best offer there is alongside extra places. So this is one of the big money offers where you can make some big profits from this kind of offer. So if you don't know, the 2up offer works by backing a team with a bookmaker, Bet365, laying the same team on the betting exchange for a small qualifying loss. Now if the team you back with a bookmaker goes 2 goals up at any point in that match, what Bet365 do is they pay your bet out early as a winner as a result of their promotion, the early payout promotion. Then what you can do is you can jump to the betting exchange, you can cash out of your lay bet for a loss, but this loss you're taking on the exchange from cashing out your lay bet is much smaller than the profit you take from the early payout from the bookmaker on Bet365. So it's a super easy offer, loads of people love it for that reason. And I do have a video on YouTube which will walk you through the bare basics of the 2up offer, how to get started, what teams to back, what teams to lay, how to use the calculators for 2up and all that kind of stuff. So you can go and look that up if you're brand new to 2up and you want to learn how to get started with it. But for this video is going to be for people who are looking to make at least £1,000 each and every month from the 2up offer. It's very much possible. I do it every single month. Obviously football is seasonal, so whenever the opportunity is there, I'm getting on 2ups and I'm making £1,000 a month, if not more. There's been months where I've made like £2,000 plus from 2up, but obviously that relies on a little bit of luck as well. But this strategy is going to be for people that want to make at least £1,000 each and every month from the Bet365 2up offer. So just before I jump in, if you want to try OddsMonkey, which in my opinion is the best match betting service that's out there, for the amount of money I pay for my premium membership in relation to the big profits I'm making each month from my match betting with OddsMonkey, it's a great product, it's really, really good value. And if you want to try it through my link in the description, you can do the links down below if you want to try that. So I'm really proud to promote OddsMonkey. I use it every single day and it makes me a lot of money. And it's super cheap as well. So if you want to check it out through the free trial, the link's down below in the description. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to jump over my computer and I've got like a little presentation I've put together which will just walk you through how this all works and how you can make at least £1,000 each month pretty easily from the 2up offer. So without further ado, we're going to jump on my computer and I'll explain this to you in some more detail. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying if you're brand new to match betting or you're brand new to the 2up offer and you don't know how it works, what I'll do is I'll leave a card in one of the corners of this video and that'll just walk you through the basics behind 2ups. So what teams to back, what teams to lay, what matches to take, things like that. So if you are brand new to this and you don't know how 2ups work properly, maybe you have a basic knowledge but you want to learn how they work properly, watch the video in one of the corners of this video and that'll walk you through exactly how it works. But this video that I'm doing here is going to be for people who already know how the 2up offer works. And it's pretty simple. You watch that 10-minute video in the corner if you don't know, and that'll just walk you through how it works. But it's really simple. You can learn it in like 10 minutes, like I said. But this video is going to be for someone who already knows how it works and wants to lock in some big, massive profits each month. £1,000 plus each month from doing the 2up offer. So this is the way I do it, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. I think that's the best way to go over it in my opinion. So step number 1 is bankroll. What you want to be doing, you want to be predefining a bankroll just for the 2up offer. So this is going to be separate from all your other match betting stuff. It's going to be a bankroll, a bank specific for using with 2up. So that's with a bookmaker for placing back bets with a bookmaker, Bet365, and for money in the exchange to tie up your liability as well. So you need to predefine a bankroll just for that. And obviously the more money that you have available, the more money that you can make. Same with anything in life. This is a return on investment strategy. You're not going to be risking any of your money, but you need more money there, you need more money to be able to tie up in order to pull more money out in profits. So the more money that you have available to you, the more money that you can make. So what I'd recommend personally is a bankroll between these two numbers here, between £1,000 and £10,000. And the closer that you can get your bank to £10,000, obviously the more profits you're going to be able to make really quickly. But I'm fully aware that some people who are starting out or maybe don't have that kind of bankroll might need to start like £1,000 bankroll, maybe even 500 if you don't have 1,000. But you can always scale it up, keep making profits, and the more profits you make in the short term, the more profits you'll be able to make in the long term. When you get a bigger bankroll, you can pull more profits out from the 2up offer. So I would say personally, as close to £10,000 as possible, if possible rather, for the 2up offer. But obviously if you don't have that, you can bring it down a little bit as well. So after we've done that, the step number 2, we want to be selecting a 2up strategy. Now with 2up, there's 2 different strategies. Strategy 1 is the strategy I use to make my money from 2up. It's my preferred strategy, and it's what this video is going to be based around, how to do it. But, you know, I'll show you strategy 2 as well. It's not the way I do it, but it's still big profits available from that strategy. So strategy 1, my preferred, as you can see in the brackets there, is the cash out method. And as the name would suggest, you're just cashing out of your lay bet once a team that you back with the bookmaker goes 2 goals up. So you can see here, I backed Leicester with the bookmaker Bet365. They went 2 goals up in this game, so I got a return of £720. Obviously not all that was profit because £300 was my stake. So 720 minus my £300 stake equaled a profit with the bookmaker of 420 quid. And then I jumped to the exchange, and as you can see here, I cashed out, and that left me with a loss of £351.16. So obviously a £420 profit from the bookmaker from the early 2up payout minus the £351.16 from the loss on the exchange equals a £68.84 profit. So that's the cash out method, and that's the way I prefer to go about doing my 2ups. But you also have strategy number 2 as well, which I call the go for glory method, which is basically just the opposite of the method I use. It's the no cash out strategy. So same example again, £420 profit from the bookmaker as a result of the early payout from the same game we just looked at. And then the difference with this strategy, instead of jumping over to the exchange really quickly and cashing out your lay bet once you've got the early payout from the bookmaker, what you do this time is you just leave everything. You're not cashing out, you're just waiting to see if the team what were 2 goals down, which in this game was Aston Villa, they've gone 2 goals down. If the team got 2 goals down, pull the game back level, so to a drawing position, and then the game ends as a draw, or miraculously, that team, Aston Villa in this case, miraculously win the match, you'll win on your lay bet as well as your early payout back bet, which will give you a big profit there. So you can see £420 profit from the bookmaker from the early 2up payout, and then £297.52 profit from not cashing out of your lay bet on the exchange and that lay bet winning, and you can see that leaves a profit of £717.52. So selecting your strategy. Strategy 2 might seem more appealing, but we'll get to that in a second. Method 1, which is the method I go for, I recommend you go for it as well. It feels much better psychologically to be winning all the time instead of going on long losing streaks, in my opinion anyway. But method number 1 is smaller frequent payouts. You're getting continuous smaller payouts, similar to what I showed you before, the £70 or whatever it was, I think £68. Or, you know, you can do the inverse of that. Method number 2, large infrequent payouts. But with this method, seems really good on the surface, but you're going to be going on long losing streaks, taking small qualifying losses for a long period of time. 20 to 30 plus games isn't unreasonable. But when you do eventually win, you'll have that massive win, which will give you the bulk of your money for that month from doing the 2up offer. So it's up to you. Personally, I'd recommend using method 1 because there's always a chance of getting gubbed in the process of doing method 2 as well. If you're on a losing streak, if the bookmaker gubbs you at some point, obviously it's not going to be ideal. So personally, I'd recommend method 1, but method 2, the no cash out method, is there as well. Step number 3 is staking. Now staking is important with 2ups, and the 2up staking range that I'd recommend personally is between odds of 2.0 and 4.0. So any 2ups you get between these two price ticks, 2.0 and 4.0, is where you want to be staking for 2up. Anything below 2.0, so like 1.9, 1.8 and below that, for me personally, the amount of return you get for the amount of money you have to invest into it, so there's lots of money you have to put through it just to get a small profit, it's not really worth it, to be honest with you. And a lot of the time those bets will win as well because the odds are so low, the team's always going to win, and it just doesn't look good for your account health if you keep winning on these low odds teams and getting early payouts with them. And the opposite with 4.0 as well. Recreational gamblers don't stake really high odds of above 4.0. So if you were to do this, you'd stand out like a sore thumb, and you'd have a big chance of getting your account restricted and gubbed. So for me personally, what I've found in my experience, odds of 2.0 to 4.0, this is the window that you want to be taking your 2ups in. For each price tick, for each increment, so 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0, you want to be varying your staking, so variable staking between the different odds. Odds of 2.0 are going to be staking much more than we would be at odds of 4.0 because you can get away with staking less at higher odds and still pull out bigger profits. And obviously it's lower odds, you need to stake more to pull out more profits as well. So to work out how to get odds of 2.0, what your staking should be at odds of 2.0 rather, what I do is I take my overall 2up bankroll number. So if you remember early in step 1, we predefined a bankroll. For me personally, that's £10,000 specifically for the 2up offer. So you take that number and you literally just remove a 0 from the end of it. So for example, in my example, £10,000 bankroll, remove a 0, that's £1,000. Or if you're using a £5 bankroll, £5,000, remove the 0, £500. So in my case, I'd be staking £1,000 at odds of 2.0 if I have a 2-up what comes in there. And then to work at odds of 4.0, you just literally divide the number that you had. So I had £1,000, divide it by 2, that equals a £500 staking at 4.0, which you can see there on the screen now. And to work out 3.0, what you need to be staking at 3.0, just literally take an average of the two numbers. So add the two numbers up, 1,000 plus 500, divide them by 2, and that equals 750. And that's the average of the two. And that's what you want to be staking at odds of 3.0. So you don't have to stick to that religiously. That's just like a backbone, a blueprint of where I would stake personally. So obviously the lower the odds, you want to be staking higher. The higher the odds, you want to be staking smaller. And again, this is on a 10k bankroll as well. And if you're using a smaller bankroll, if you're using a £5 bankroll, these numbers will all be divided by 2, of course. And obviously if you're using a £1,000 bankroll, it'll be different there as well. But what I've found with this variable staking is it will allow you to get on various different 2-ups for as big value as you can. And instead of just putting your whole bankroll through one 2-up and hoping that hits, you can get on various different ones using staking in relation to your bank size, and you can have more different chances of hitting the 2-ups. It's what I use for the cash out method, and I'd really recommend that you go through staking this way. So just to breeze over what we just covered, the checklist so far. Bankroll, predefined bankroll, mine's 10,000, yours might be different. Strategy, either method number 1, cashing out, or method number 2, not cashing out and going for glory, as I like to call it. And the third one we've covered is staking. Getting the staking right, varying your staking at different prices and things like that. So step 4, we're getting to the exciting part now, is getting on some 2-ups. Now what you want to be doing when you're getting on 2-ups is taking really tight matches, and I'm talking 98% plus matches. So if you are new to 2-up and you don't really know what I'm talking about, it's basically the matches is like how close you can get the odds between the bookmaker's website and the betting exchange. So this odds price we took here on Bet365 for backing Villarreal was 2.9, and you can see I laid at 2.92 there. So that's a good match. It's really tight. It's a 1 tick difference between 2.9 and 2.92. It's within that 98% to 100% range what we're looking for. If you take matches what are too far below that, so you start going below 98%, you're going to be cutting into your value margin, and you don't want to be doing that. So I've found 98% plus to up to 100% is where you want to be taking matches for 2-up. And what you'll find if you're using big stakes, like £10,000 bankroll type stakes, the difference between a 98% match and a 99% match, the qualifying loss difference can be like 4 or 5 quid, just because your stakes are so high and your numbers are so high. So yeah, definitely a minimum 98% match between the bookmaker's back odds and the betting exchange's lay odds. So what I'd also recommend doing is getting on OddsMonkey to send you alerts to your email. Now instead of having to browse bookmakers' websites and checking the exchange if you're getting a good match and checking the OddsMatcher, refreshing the OddsMatcher all the time, what you can do is you can get the OddsMatcher to send you alerts as soon as there's a 2-up available above 98%. So you can see on this image here on the left, this game was Barnsley versus Reading. The bookmaker was obviously Bet365. The back odds with that bookmaker, 3.5. Exchange Smarkets, lay odds, 3.5. So all the information that you need is literally right there. You don't have to be browsing bookmakers' websites, refreshing the OddsMatcher. OddsMonkey can just send it out to you automatically, automated in the background, and then you can just take action, check the bookmakers' website, make sure the back odds are the same, check the exchange, make sure the lay odds are the same, and then just get on that 2-up. Same with this image on the right here. This was Aston Villa Tottenham. You can see 99.56 match, 98.44 match. And that's a great way to save your time and not have to waste time browsing bookmakers' sites, as I said. So keep your eyes out for a video I'm going to be releasing on this soon, how to set this up in the background. It's really easy. I'm going to have a video out soon showing you exactly how you can set up OddsMonkey alerts to your email address for 2-up. And what I would say as well is selecting live alerts for 2-up as well. And you can do that just by, when you back a team with Bet365 for 2-up, just turn this little cog on here. You can see it says get live alerts on this match. Turn that little cog on, and what that does, that sends you notifications every time a team scores in the match. So obviously, once the team goes 2 goals up, you can just check your phone, check if the team that you've backed with the bookmaker's gone 2 goals up. Once the notification's there, you can wait till the bookmaker pays you out. Once they do it, early payout, jump to the betting exchange and cash out your lay bet. Just be aware though, when you do select get live alerts on this match, when a notification does come through, it's not just like a nice, beep beep kind of noise you normally get from your iPhone or from whatever phone you've got. It's a really obnoxious crowd cheering. It's really loud. It comes through really loud. Everyone hears it, so it can be a little bit embarrassing. If you're in a private place, you're at your girlfriend's house. It's happened to me a few times. I've been at my girlfriend's house and it's gone off and there's been people in the same room. And then they've been like, what's that? And you have to explain what it is and things like that. So just be aware, it can be a little bit embarrassing and everyone's going to look at you. But it's going to really hit home that something's happened and you need to check it out, which is kind of good as well. If you're in your own house, it obviously doesn't matter and you can just check on your phone and no one's going to care. But just be aware that it does do a really obnoxious crowd cheering noise when you get notifications, push notifications to your phone. And then the final step I use is just cashing out. And you do that by jumping to the exchange, click on trade out and then just confirm your trade out as well, which I'll play the video now, which will just show you that. Trade out, confirm. Exchange puts a back bet in at the current back price and it closes out your position on the exchange for a loss. But that loss is much smaller than the win from the bookmaker side of things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it works. That's how I make £1,000 plus, sometimes even way more than £1,000 from 2ups. Using this strategy and using the cash out strategy. So yeah, that's how it works. As I said in that video, you do have 2 ways of going about the 2up offer. Method 1, the cash out method, and method 2, the go for glory, no cash out method. For me personally, and what that video is all about, is the cash out method. Just strictly because method 2, you could get gubbed along the way. You could go on like a 10-game losing streak, then get gubbed, and you're going to take all those small qualifying losses along the way. So for me, method number 1 is the way to go with the 2up offer. And it feels better psychologically as well, taking wins all the time, as opposed to going on long losing streaks and the feeling of, is this really working? But they both work. Me personally though, method 1 is my go-to. If you enjoyed this video or you found it useful at any point, please hit the like button just below this video. It literally takes you 2 seconds to do and it helps me out massively because it helps push this video out to as many different people who are trying to make money online, maybe from match betting, maybe they've never heard of match betting, but it helps push this video out to new people. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help as many people as possible make money online from match betting. It's risk-free, it's tax-free, and it's a great way of making money. So you doing that, you taking 2 seconds of your time to hit that like button just below this video, helps me out absolutely massively. So thank you very much in advance for doing that. And all that's left to say now is thank you very much for watching this video, and I wish you all the luck in the world at smashing the bookies, specifically Bet365 for thousands with the 2up offer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.